Hey, bud. Oh, you're pushing it open. You know, no. That way, that way, that way. You excited for your bottle? Come on, sir. There you go. The blue feather? Is that what you just said? Well, that kitten had some kind of pretty blue bird. Couldn't get a pigeon. Had to like kill something that was pretty. Buddy. He knows what's up. Where's my green? There you go. Have a good breakfast. There's the massacre. Who did this? Which one of you? Someone needs to fess up. So our fate this morning is stacking the rest of these square bales. EJ's done most of it, and I haven't had to do really jack crap with it. I did very few, but now I have to go all the way up there, and he's gonna throw these up to me. Well, he's gonna walk them up to me, and then I'm just gonna have to nicely stack them. So again, he's doing most of the work, but I am helping. Are you excited that this is the last of them?
I hate square bills.
How many do we have?
487.
487. And he stacked most of them. My dad was here for very few of them as well.
20.
Like 20. I also did like 20. So he did most of them. There's quite the view up here. You can see everything. I don't really like heights. And I certainly don't like, I mean, this is a pretty nice stack of bales, but I certainly don't like wiggly hay underneath me. Get a full view of the barn though.
They didn't get any lighter.
There's enough room here. It's just you gotta be real thrifty about it.
Okay.
487 work
Oh, okay. And I'm very proud of how hard you work.
for 12.
No, it's not for 12 goats. It's for cows too.
Some of these are going on the ground.
Well, yeah, because I got to get down. I'm not shimmying down a pole. You know what we could do? Not a terrible idea. Is put like fireman steps on these poles. You know, like pegs, like some of those deer stand pegs or whatever. Well, you told me to jump last time.
I'll leave. Here.
This is on a trailer.
Huh? No, I'll leave a pile on this side so I can grab the ladder.
Great.
Place to work is the fact that these are separate. All that.
Down there.
Come it over.
Okay, that's all of them that we're gonna put up here. We're to the top. Well, we were already to the top, but this layer is higher than it was. And now I'm expected to go down this ladder.
Why is it so scary?
Because it's scary.
I am way bigger than you.
Because I have to go straight down.
It is rated for 225 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's only got 2 broken rivets.
And now I have to go down
It is premium.
backwards. Great.
OSHA approved.
Great.
You're safe.
Great.
They won't lie.
All right. Here we go. The whole point of you girls being out is so you go graze and forage. But you sit there and you eat the new hay bales and you tear them apart. You're being kind of naughty. They don't like when their feet get wet, and there's a pretty heavy dew today, so they will not go in the grass until the dew dries. So they'll just sit here and eat these bales, which, I mean, it's fine, but it's not ideal. So they're kind of wrecking the oats bales. Tell everyone what you called that pile.
I don't remember what I called it.
The game.
Jenga?
Yeah. You said it was the worst game of Jenga you ever played.
Oh, it's terrible. It didn't fall down though.
Yet. We went from Jenga to spread and poop. Now that we have more cows, we have significantly more manure to spread. So, I don't know, in the last week or so, EJ had scooped all of the cow manure up that was in here. There was so much manure that you don't even realize how much there is, and now it's all scraped down and it's like drying out super nice. But he's about half done. That pile was about twice as big, and then he's got a few other odds and ends of piles to go because that one's got to get spread as well. And then he'll probably scoop this area up a little bit more because it's still really wet, and we just got to get down to the ground layer. Try to put the bale rings out in a way that we can just keep them kind of centralized and then grab the twine in the spring and put it in a pile, which is what that pile is. It's pretty much all twine because you were able to collect it since we tried to keep all the bale rings in one spot for the whole winter, but you just can't get it all. And then he'll go spread this and we'll have to cut the twines off of the beaters when he gets back, and just with every load have to keep doing that. Walk out there with him, but first I want to show you guys, this is kind of cool. We every fall work with different garden centers and nurseries, and we usually get their extra leftover pumpkins, gourds, whatever, and then we feed them to our cows. And the seeds from last year have taken off, and we've got pumpkins and gourds growing in our pasture. And EJ's been trying really hard when he's been out here to not hit them, and the plants are getting big. We have all kinds of them. White ones. I think there's some squash out here too. Little gourds, bigger gourds, orange pumpkins. It's super neat. It's so cool. Here's the aftermath, the damage of the twine. So it falls up and it gets caught on the beaters, and if you don't cut it off every single time, it turns into a mess. You can't get it off. So it has to be cut off with every trip that he does. And he has a system down now, but it still is a pain in the ass. Is that the best tool for the job that you found?
Yep. Utility knife.
He sharpens it after every round that he cuts off. It's not so bad when you do it every round.
If you let it build up.
Yeah, it's when you let it build up that it gets to be really hard to cut off, because then you just get more moisture and more manure stuck in between. Whereas if you take care of it when it's just a small amount, it's easier to get off. Oh, he found a treasure when he's scooping. I wonder what's out here. Be good, bad, or ugly. What do you got? A rake tooth? Oh. Surprise, surprise. An old rake tooth in the manure pile. He also found a couple of our knives that we use to cut open square bales. He found 2 of those that have been missing for a while, so you never know what you're gonna find. Also this spring, when he was hauling manure, he found a chicken. And we don't have chickens. I'm not kidding. There was a chicken. I'll put it on a slide here. But there was a chicken that got spread in the manure, and it's so funny because he's like, I was driving along and all of a sudden a chicken flew up out of there. And I mean, it wasn't alive or anything when it flew out of the manure spreader. Somehow got to our house, was in our shit pile, and got scooped up into the spreader and went out and got spread on the fields. For being an old spreader, it works really well for what we need it to do. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, it truly just has to work. And right now it's not working because when we were spreading in the spring, it was giving him all kinds of trouble. So right now we're on a streak of working well. He's done 11 loads so far. And actually he did 11 loads yesterday and he's done 2 now today. So 13 loads total. The pile that he was scooping out of was about twice as big yesterday, just for reference. And that's just the manure that accumulated from spring, because we spread every spring and fall because there's really no other way that we could do it. There just would be an overabundance in the pasture. We really can't get away with just spreading once a year. We have to do it twice a year so everything dries out, because otherwise it's just a mess in there. And it's definitely not bad because it's practically free fertilizer with the price of everything right now. And you can't afford to buy fertilizer that's $900 a ton. I mean, we just wouldn't yield out of it what we would need to get out of it to make it make sense, because it's been a really dry summer. We really haven't had very much moisture, and our ground isn't super great either. It's very sandy here, so we don't have a lot of like nice topsoil black dirt. we really just have to kind of use what we've got, and we've got this cow manure, so we're gonna use it, and it really does make a difference. We've been working slowly but surely from that line this way, so we're about halfway across this field, and this field is probably about, I don't know, maybe 80 acres, something like that. So he's about halfway done with it, and he's been slowly but surely working the fields, plowing them, disking them, and then reseeding them just as we go, and spreading manure. And it's really been very helpful in our yield without having to spend a ton of money on product that if we don't get any rain, it's not going to work. It looks like there's some rain coming in, and I did see that we've got a 70% chance of rain this afternoon, so maybe we'll get a little drizzle to add some moisture, because it's freaking dusty when it's been so dry. The variety of tasks continues today. For several weeks now, there's been one little twig that's been arcing on the fence, and it's been literally sparking every time the fencer fires. And you can see it, you can hear it, and you can see it, and it's been doing that for several weeks, and I'm surprised it hasn't started on fire or something with our luck. But I'm just gonna walk over and make sure that the fencer is indeed off, because I've made the mistake of touching the electric wire when I thought it was off, and it really wasn't off because it was on like a different circuit. So I'm gonna make sure that that's off, and then we're gonna go move that twig so it stops possibly starting a fire. The fencer was off, so I can sneak through right here to get in there. Oh, there's a big spider web. Gross. There's not one here. Sneak in. All right. Let's look at the problem child. This has been arcing and creating spark for weeks. So time to get that out of there. Funny it didn't start on fire because it's very dry. But now we shouldn't have any issues over here. I won't see a glowing light at night. All right, I think I'm gonna call this video good. We've just done a bunch of different stuff today. And I think the rain is gonna put a damper on EJ's manure spreading here. He's trying to get the last couple loads for today, and then he'll still have to finish up tomorrow, but still got a lot of loads done today. We did just a bunch of random stuff. So anyway, make sure you guys like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.